Hello everybody, this is Josh Blazer from GameWisdom.com. This is another video in my Understanding Payday 2 series, and for this one we are focusing on the Ghost. The Ghost was actually the first skill tree that I went on way back at the beginning of Payday 2. Since then it has been worked on a little bit, but it still remains within its same role as being the primary stealth-based class. If you're going to go for pure stealth, this is the class this is the skill tree you want to focus on, as it features a lot of benefits around stealth, as well as means of avoiding taking damage. And we're going to talk about that today. First, just by simply putting a point in there, you get the ECM Jammer. The Jammer is an item that a lot of people, even a lot of people who are high up in infamy, don't quite understand its usefulness. I've seen people complain if you take it on WoW missions, people who use this incorrectly. It's probably the most skill-oriented item out of the 5 classes in the game currently. How it works from a defensive point of view is when you place it down, it will block anyone attempting to call out to the police on the map, anyone trying to if a security guard is trying to call in, stuff like that. It will not stop either laser trip alarms, or if there's like an on-wall alarm button. If someone hits that, the alarm's going to go off. Offensively, we're going to talk about in a few minutes, because that's high up on the skill tree. But let's go down this line, shall we? First, Dead Presidents. This is essentially just to get more money for the loose items you pick up, like random rings, jewelry, cash, stuff like that. Really, when you're first starting out, it may be nice to have this, but once you get to the point where you have infamy, this is just a dead skill. No pun intended, you won't really need it. Sprinter. This is a really great skill. The base, as you can see, gives you more time to run. That's what the stamina regeneration rate is, and it will basically let you keep running a lot longer. You want to spend as much time being winded, and this can be amazing, especially if you're trying to get away from enemies or trying to make that last desperate push towards the escape vehicle. The Ace skill is amazing too. Not only does it increase your sprint speed, but it gives you a 25% dodge chance. Dodge in Payday 2 is a bit interesting. I actually have to come out to show you. If you look at the dodge stat here, dodge is a percent that determines the chance that a bullet's going to hit you or not. It's based on the armor that you're wearing. As you can see, heavy armor, you're not going to have that. It's why the 2-piece suit is so useful. It does not have a negative. So if I wear a 2-piece suit and we have this skill going, it's 25% chance while sprinting. What that means is I will have, while I'm trying to run away from enemies, I will have a 35% chance to dodge just while running. It may not sound like a lot, but that can be very important for a Ghost. And there are ways to boost this even further with fugitive perks, as well as a few perk decks, which we'll talk about in a later video. I believe the current max is either 45 or 50 for dodge, but don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I actually ran a pure dodge build. But dodge was really powerful before the weapon rebalance and the first round of skill tree balancing. With the dodge as it is, even with just this 25, if we come back here, this can still be really great. And even just the run speed is great. Every class can use additional sprint speed, especially if you're going to wear heavy armor, which naturally slows you down. Cat Burglar. This is very useful, especially for people who like to move around a lot. The basic point just takes 75% less damage from falling from non-fatal heights. This is really useful because you don't realize the heights that will actually cause you damage. And lowering the amount of damage like this can be really useful. It also prevents you from making any stupid mistakes like I've done numerous times. The Ace version of this not only does it reduce your custody time, but as you can see, it reduces the fall damage so that you will only take armor damage. Basically what that means is as long as you have armor, you won't have to worry about taking damage from any falls. It's good but in the grand scheme of things, it would be one of the first things I would cut if I needed to fit other skills in. The basic level, though, is great. You should always have that. We go up, fast hands. This goes, synergizes with transporter for basically not having to worry about bags. The basic level makes you pack bags 25% faster. The ace one lets you pack and interact bags 50% faster. So for a grand total of, this looks like 75%. This will allow one person to basically do the job of 4 people when it comes to moving and handling bags. You can just basically stand a group of bags, pick up, throw, and just do the whole thing yourself, really, when you have this fully max. If you're not worrying about bags, or you just want someone else to do it, you don't really need the skill, but it's another good quality of life skill, similar to stun resistance. Chameleon. The first point is vital for anyone doing stealth. What it does, it allows you to mark guards while you're in casing mode. That means that you don't have your mask on, you're just walking around, and it will increase your concealment by 25%, thereby making you a little bit harder to spot and detect. I will probably do a stealth exclusive video at some point, so keep that in the back of your mind. The ace one is interesting. It means that you are 15% less likely to be targeted when you're near a friend. It sounds a little like you're hurting your friends, but it's basically because the ghost is not supposed to take damage because they wear lighter gear, they usually wear the 2-piece suit, stuff like that. This also helps you if you're trying to get someone up or you're trying to do something. This means you may be able to not get hit while you're doing it. Cleaner. Cleaner is pretty good, at least the base level, just 5% more damage against special enemies. It will also let you buy the body bags, which allow you to pack up corpses so they're not laying on the ground for someone else to see. The ace version, 1 additional body bag is added to your inventory. This is really good for people going stealth builds, because the more body bags you have, the more you can basically handle things on your own. But the cleaner skill is not bad, and again, it's only going to be 1 point to do 5% more damage. For people who are going like pure enforcer, where you're already dealing with like heavy weapons doing a lot of damage, this probably isn't that good, but for the ghosts who are going to be naturally using lighter weapons, it can't hurt. Shinobi. The first level of this I love, just getting 25% more walk speed and 10% crouch speed. You really feel it when you go from not having these skills and then having them on when you're wearing heavy armor. It just feels like you're moving like miles faster. The ace version, enemies make 95% less noise when shot or meleeed, is a requirement for stealth. What this means is when you kill an enemy with a silenced weapon or melee, there's less likely the chance that someone's going to hear that and raise the alarm. If you're going to go stealth, you need that skill. Now, it is also available on the fugitive tree, which will be discussed in a later video. Martial arts, 50% more likely to knock down enemy with melee, and then 50% less damage from all melee. This is an interesting skill. If you're going a very heavy melee focus, or you're going to use weapons that have a high knockdown, which I can show you real quickly. Stuff like this, the telescopic baton, you can see has a knockdown of 225. The Glen bottle, usually blunt objects have higher knockdown. Carpenter's Delight is another really good one. What this means is when you hit an enemy, there's a greater chance you're going to fall down and basically be stunned for a few seconds. Doesn't work on specials, but this can give you just the amount of time you need to reload a gun or quickly kill them with a melee weapon. Again, if you're not going to be dealing with melee weapons, you don't need this skill. SMG Specialist. The Ghost's specialty are SMG weapons, and this is basically similar to the pistol weapon, or the pistol skill Equilibrium. Increases the fire rate of SMGs, increases the reload speed. Again, if you're going to use SMGs, it's a great skill to have. If you're not, forget about it. That's pretty much it. 9 lives. 1 second, I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. Alright, 9 lives is a very debatable skill. I've seen some people swear by it, others hate it. The basic one lets you go into bleed out one more time, which means instead of having 3 lives, you have 4. Personally, I don't find that all that useful, because if things are that bad that I'm going down 3 times, one more time is usually not going to be enough to make a difference. The ace one is where people are debate about it. Gives you a 35% chance to automatically get back up. That's it. It literally means you're just going to immediately recover from going to bleed out. It's 35% chance and you have no way of controlling it. That's why people are debating its usefulness. Now remember, it doesn't remove your strikes. So even if you do get up 3 times in a row, you go down a 4th time, you're still going to go into custody. ECM Specialist. This is where we start getting into the bonuses for the ECM. And if you're going to use the item, you're going to max this one out. First one, get 2 ECMs instead of 1, self-explanatory. Second one, increases the duration of it by 25%, and the feedback. The feedback is the offensive version, which we'll talk about in a second. The other thing it does, it will delay the pager. Pagers happen whenever you knock out or kill a guard on a stealth map. The pager needs to be answered before the alarm gets sounded. If no one answers it or they disconnect from the call, the alarm goes off and you go loud. What this perk does, it blocks the pager, so while the ECM is going, the pagers will not sound. This is actually a very, very useful skill, because this can be used on maps where, let's say you've gone through your 4 pagers and you need that last push to the end and a guard has spied you or someone's accidentally killed a guard. Using your ECMs like this, and you can chain them with people who also have the skill, you can extend the amount of time you have in stealth before things get blown, and you can make one last mad dash to the escape or to complete an objective. This has saved me countless times. It helped me on the Hoxton Revenge on Death Wish too. Definitely a must-have skill if you're going to use ECMs for stealth. Now these 2 skills, or actually this one, is very interesting. Silent Killer. You deal 15%, or when it's fully maxed, you deal 30% more damage and have a 20% chance to pierce enemy armor. This is a very strange skill because this is the only way that someone can actually become stronger using silenced weapons than if they weren't. And it's very weird. Normally, if we look at weapons, I can come here for a second. Whenever a weapon is silenced, as you can see the stealth barrel, it does less damage. Now let me see. You can also wear suppressors too, but normally when you suppress a weapon, it weakens it. They have that for the Car 4. That's just for my own thing. Yeah, so normally they weaken the weapon, but what Silent Killer does, it makes it stronger, so that someone can use stealth weapons while on loud and still do more damage than someone else who wouldn't. Now, this next part, I don't know this for a fact. I've only heard this as rumors from people. But if you use silent weapons while you're loud, while everything's going loud and crazy, enemies are less likely to target you because they can't hear where the bullets are coming from. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but even with Silent Killer, this does help the ghosts have a little bit more oomph when things go loud. The 20% chance to pierce enemy armor, that goes with enemies who wear armor, the tan FBI guys. Normally you can't hurt them in the chest, only from the back and the head. This gives you a 20% chance for your bullets to actually hurt them, even if you just shoot them in the chest. This is one of those very weird skills, because normally if you're going to be a ghost, I tend to stick with stealth. But if you want to try to build an offensive ghost deck, or offensive ghost build, this is a good skill to have. It's probably one of the best skills to have, actually. Okay, up here, Lockpicking Expert. Increases your lockpicking speed by 25%, and you can silently crack safes by hand. This is another pure stealth only trait. If someone doesn't have like C4 or enhanced drills, this can help you, but it won't work on Titan saves and certain types of doors. Again, if you're going stealth, you're going to want this fully maxed out. If you're not, you can forget about it. Now this is the ECM Overdrive. Again, it enhances the duration by 25%, so if you combine it with this, you get 50% more ECM. And the final one lets you use it to open doors. Usually these are doors that you would normally need a key card for. Very useful. This can actually be useful on loud heists as well as a means to get around a door, like let's say for an objective and you need to keep moving quickly. Another one, if you're going to use ECMs, you're going to want this. The Professional. Again, this enhances silenced weapons, improves stability, which again means that you'll be more accurate while you're moving and firing. And if you ace this, you'll get another 20% chance to pierce enemy armor. So combined with this, you'll get 40%. Really good. And there's also a perk deck, which we'll talk about in a later video, that also enhances the ability to pierce enemy armor. So you can combine all three for some pretty good damage, and you don't have to worry about armored guys as much. For the final row, we have some very interesting skills. Camera Loop allows you to basically take a camera out for 10 seconds. The camera will highlight blue and it will not detect anyone who is being spotted by it. It can be very useful if you need to complete an objective that's in front of a camera or you have to sneak by one. We'll probably show this, or I'll probably show this on a stealth exclusive video probably later on in the series, but another really useful one. I don't normally get the ace. I find that the first one is more than enough for stealth builds. It's not required, but it can make your life easier. ECM feedback. Now this is the big one. This is the one that a lot of players just don't seem to understand its usefulness. But when it's used properly, it can help you out a lot. What this does is, when you interact with an ECM, it creates basically like a high-pitched noise or something, and it will incapacitate enemies while it lasts for the 15 to 20 seconds. What that means is any enemies who are within 25 meters of you, once they're affected, they will not be able to do anything. And this includes special units as well. I don't know if the cloakers are affected though, that I haven't seen. But what this does, it basically gives you perfect cover for those 15 to 20 seconds. And again, if you get the ECM Overdrive, you'll enhance that as well as ECM Specialist. And this can be perfect for Death Wish, where if you're being assaulted by skulldozers and you need time to recover, or you just need to stun them while you finish them off quickly. Very useful. And the Ace version is also really great. What this does, not only does it make the duration last longer, but it will repair the jammer every 4 minutes. This means that on maps where you have to hold up in a place like Rats, or even something like First World Bank, or I'm sorry, Benevolent Bank, or well, now First World Bank, now that the update's been added, you can basically place this down, use it whenever there's a situation, and then if, after 4 minutes, if another bad thing happens, you can use it again and again. Again, not so much useful in maps where you're running around a lot, like Hoxton Breakout first day, but if you're holed up in a place, this can help out a lot, and you'll be surprised with how much this can save you if things start to go really bad. Of course, the only catch is you're going to have to spend a lot of points to get to it. Final one, moving target. You can sprint while strafing, and you can sprint in any direction. This is one I don't typically like. Usually if I'm running, I'm going to be running away. I'm not going to be running backwards, stuff like that. And as long as you're moving like diagonally, like up left, forward left or back right, the sprint will work. So I typically don't get this skill. With the ghosts, a lot of people like to build the ghosts with the other trees in mind, so like a split build for offense. So ghosts and mastermind can be useful, have high dodge, avoid damage, while you can run around and help people inspire. Ghosts and fugitive for special bonuses, which we'll talk about in the fugitive video. Or you could go like ghost technician. One thing for a pure stealth build, Ghost Technician is good because you're going to get these skills to make yourself good at hiding and getting around, and then you can set up drills quicker. You could use C4. It's another good way for a pure stealth run. So, to recap the good skills, Sprinter, definitely, you always want this. 1 level Cat Burglar is really good. Fast Hands can be really useful if you're going to help out with bag carrying. But you really want to have Transporter for the full effect. Chameleon, useful for stealth or for offensive ghost builds. Cleaner is great. Shinobi, at least level 1, is good. Ace is required if you don't get the fugitive version of that. Let's see. SMG Specialist if you're going to be going the SMG route. ECM Specialist, ECM Overdrive, and ECM Feedback if you're going to use them. Silent Killer and Professional if you're going to use silenced weapons for loud situations. Lockpicking, definitely. Camera Loop, at least level 1. And I think that will do it for the ghosts. So up next we have the fugitive tree. So thanks for watching this quick video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a lot. And of course, please check out game-wisdom.com for posts and podcasts relating to game design and the industry. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to check out the next video. Bye-bye.